and still undefeated.
Good night, Henry.
The thing is with Jake Paul, he's never fought anybody his size, and he's never fought somebody who is actually a boxer.
It isn't really boxing if you're not fighting an actual boxer.
You do realize that in order for you to get the kind of respect that you believe you deserve, you're gonna have to fight a guy that has a boxing background.
We've been hearing that for the past year about the problem child, Jake Paul, AKA the former Disney star. Jake, why are you wearing the same jacket as me, bro? Why? Anyway, homeboy finally listened, and he's fighting a real boxer in Tommy Fury on December 18th. But let's back up, because before the real boxer talk, we all heard Jake Paul can't beat a real athlete. And then he did that. Good night, Nate Robinson. And after that, we heard Jake Paul can't beat a real fighter. And of course, he does, and completely embarrasses Ben Askren. Oh, wait, we ain't done there. Because after that, it was, oh, Jake Paul, he can't beat a fighter that's a striker. And what happens? He outpoints Tyron Woodley, a former UFC champion that can actually throw hands. That's all led us to here. Now, Paul's in his 5th career fight, and he's fighting a boxer. But not just any boxer. The younger half-brother of Tyson Fury, the best heavyweight boxer in the world today, and probably of his generation. And a month before the fight starts, the sportsbooks don't like Jake's chances at all. For the first time in his career, the betting odds have listed him as the underdog. Y'all saw the title and thumbnail. I think you know what I'm about to do. I'm gonna lay units on Jake Paul to win. I'm gonna drop $1,000 on Jake to win, which would equal a $1,450 profit at these odds, if I'm right, of course. I got 3 reasons why I'm putting a rack on Jake Paul. Here they are. Are we sure Tommy Fury's a real boxer? I mean, on paper, it certainly seems that way. I mean, the dude's 6 feet tall. It's the first time Paul is fighting a guy his size. He's got long reach and a great hairline, if I'm being completely honest. Certainly has a last name that checks out. And that's about it. Look, if this dude's name was Tommy Vercetti or Tom Tucker, we wouldn't care about him at all. And I know the guy's 7-0, but the quality of his competition isn't much better than Jake's, honestly. Look at the cats he's beaten. I mean, the name Scott Williams doesn't even sound tough. His opponents have a career record of, wait for it, 15, 206, and 5. For those scoring at home, that's a winning percentage of less than 7%. And look, I'm not gonna pretend I've seen all 7 of those fights. I haven't. I've only seen the most recent one versus Anthony Taylor, Jake's sparring partner. And it was bad, real bad. Look at these low lights, man. Fury is 5 inches bigger than him, 10 years younger. This was Taylor's 2nd ever pro boxing fight. This is the type of fight Fury's supposed to finish him, but he didn't. Wins by unanimous decision, instead in a total slop fest. Like I said, Tommy Fury is trash. And I know people say and talk down about Jake, say he's a YouTuber, influencer. All right, you're not wrong in that. But at the same time, Tommy Fury's not much better. I mean, the dude's claim to fame is being on a crappy reality TV show named Love Island. I mean, look at this pile of crap, man.
I only want to be with you. So therefore, I was wondering if you wanted to be my girlfriend.
Tommy Fury, not a real boxer at all. And with that, let's go to reason number 2, why I'm betting the house on Jake Paul. Plain and simple, Tommy needs this victory more than Jake does. Because if Tommy doesn't win, his boxing career is finished right then and there. If Paul doesn't win, I mean, yeah, it hurts his boxing star power, don't get me wrong, but he'll be fine. He can troll MMA guys again or monetize his huge social audience for something else. Tommy, though, there's no going back if he catches an L. Don't just take my word for it, take his dad and brother's word.
But Tommy knows he's up against a stacked deck, but he should still beat Jake Paul at a canter. And if he can't, there's no way in the boxing world for him. It's make or break.
If Tommy can't splatter Jake Paul, I'll retire him from boxing myself. He doesn't need to be a boxer. If he can't beat Jake Paul, forget about boxing.
Tommy's name is literally on the line. Supposedly, it's baked in the contract. If Jake loses, he has to cough up an extra $500K. But if Tommy loses, he has to legally change his name to Tommy Fumbles for an entire year. Y'all have heard the saying, pressure makes diamonds or bust pipes. But to me, Tommy's about to go bust. Unlike Jake, Fury has never had a fight of this magnitude. Sold out arena, ton of internet buzz, pre-fight media tour. It's just a different animal. We know Jake thrives with this attention, but I'm not quite so sure the same goes for Tommy. Before we go to reason number 3 why I'm betting the rent money on Jake Paul, if you're rocking with this type of content, subscribe below, share this with your other degenerate friends, help your boy out, and let's get this money, y'all. Last, but certainly not least, Jake Paul handpicked Tommy Fury because he knows he can beat him. This is straight from the Floyd Mayweather playbook, villainizing himself to get attention. And honestly, it's working to a T. Look, it's not a coincidence that Fury fought on the undercard of Paul Woodley. It's not a coincidence Jake and Tommy had an altercation later that night. It was all done to set up this fight and begin drumming up interest for it. Take it from a guy that's been watching WWE for over 20 years like I have. Jake Paul is just a WWE character, no different than Floyd Mayweather was. The over-the-top theatrics, the trash talk, the made-up storylines that are planned ahead of time. I mean, the fight's poster has USA and UK flags on it. American versus a foreigner is like Vince McMahon's all-time favorite storyline to use. Paul's own advisor even admitted they take inspiration from WWE. There's just no way a marketing master like Jake Paul is gonna put himself in a position to lose right here. No way. You don't have the success Jake has had for 7 years running now without knowing how to play the promotion game. FYI, I'm not saying that this fight is gonna be fixed like WWE. Not at all. I legitimately believe Jake Paul is gonna ice Tommy Fury on December 18th, and I'm gonna put $1,000 on it, minimum. Now, my local book, they still haven't put odds for this yet. They usually wait a little bit closer day of. But when they do, I'm gonna lay some units on it. And if you don't believe me, I'll update the video description with a link to like a picture of it or something. And honestly, I might bet more money. I might up it to 1,500. Hell, I might go 2 racks on this. Point is, I'm uber confident in Jake to pull out the dub. And for my final word, I leave you with this.
Put respect on my name.